Officially or not, because it's there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We're talking about the Green Mountains out in California, right?
I know. I was just sharing, I mean, these were not green, but because of the rain and all, Walter, so everything looks much more greener, which is nice. Yeah.
Welcome back to Abundance Thursdays with Vinney, Smile, Chopra, and myself, Walter Morello. Now, Vinney is out in the cold again. It was so cold and rainy the other day that he had to stay inside the house, but he was still on his treadmill. Vinney does the Miracle Morning every day. If you don't know who he is on his way to becoming a billionaire, owns $800 million worth of real estate with his partners, and he's just on a mission to keep building residential assisted livings, multiple different investments. And this year, last year, he committed to building 1 million millionaires, no matter how long it took, and that's how we partnered up. Because it does start with the first 100. We're very close to getting those built. Yep. And then that first 100 starts building the next 100, starts building the next 100. So welcome back to the show, Vinney. It's really good to see you, brother.
Thank you, Walter. It's such a pleasure, brother. And everybody, watching us or listening to us, it's 9 a.m. our Pacific time or 12 Eastern. Please chime in, put a notification on and interact with us. If you would like to have us answer some questions, that'll be fantastic, because we both are servant of you, and we want to give you as much as we can so that you become, increase your net worth. This is 2023, brother, right? So we need to really look at square face in the mirror and, talk to ourselves, each and everybody. Oh, how did I do? How did I do in 2022? Because if we don't really hold ourselves accountable for our results, then, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I mean, we want to become millionaires. We want you to grow your wealth. We want you to have the best lifestyle, but that's going to be also, you need to act and also look at what happened right and what happened wrong. But I say, don't dwell in the past that much. You cannot, because what happened last year happened, but let's change it for this year.
It's true. Your past doesn't dictate who you are. It doesn't dictate your future. But you do have to look and say, look, if I started the year and said, I'm making 6 figures this year, I'm going to get it. And you made $49,000, like you have to look and say, look, your motivation clearly is not enough. You've got to believe it. You got to put the work in. You've got to meet the right people. You got to change. You may be running a system. I keep saying this a lot, and Vinney, you're absolute proof of this, because you say it all the time. Like, I keep nothing in my head. I have my calendar is completely free. I do whatever I want, and I keep making more money because I just have a couple of good relationships that I really care about. And like, to get to the 100,000, the $250,000, you got to grind. There's no getting around. You got to grind. You got to work. You got to do all these things you've never done before. It's really scary. But then to go from there to the million, to the 10 million, to the multi-million, like the centimillion, that's more about kind of relax, listening to people, having conversations, connecting the dots, choosing who you spend your time with. That's one of the things Vinney's really clear about. You really choose who you spend your time with. Everybody is nice, but you don't spend 2 hours with somebody who doesn't have any a couple of nickels. You give them a recorded video and you wish them good luck.
No, really, because we really take care of our destiny. I know we say that we are the CEO of my company and this and that and all that, but you know what? Foremost than anything else, I'm the CEO of my life. I mean, that is the main thing. We got to be totally focused who we are, because the things that we will accomplish outside world, they have to go from inside to outside, to bring the visions. At this time of the year, 2023, as we start our, company's growth and everything, because whatever the sales were or earnings were by December 31st, it's done. It's done.
The game's over.
Game is over. It's a new quarter. I call that in football, right? New quarter. So what are we doing right now to really make it happen and go back to basics? I say that in my teams where I, oh my gosh, it's a little bit wet, but that's okay. Nothing will stop me right here. Look at this here.
That's a lot of it wet. It's like all the water in the air decided to go on that bench.
I know. But I love these ducks. Look at these beautiful ducks over here. I just enjoy this pond quite a bit, just come out here in the morning, every morning, and it's been raining. So it's just, this is my first day after probably 5 days or something. Anyway, but I love nature. No, let's talk about it. So the key thing is we got to start, and we need to look at, like Vince Lombardi said, every time when he started the practice with the boys, hey, this is the football.
The basics.
That's it. Basics, we got to go back to basics in our business and then say, what's our focus? I mean, who are our customers? Who are our clients? Who are our partners? And then look at who are good ones, who are bad ones, who are mediocre, all that, right? So,
and I see Eric and I see Josh jumping into the chat. So welcome, guys. Good morning. From myself and from Vinney. And what Vinney just said is you got to evaluate the people in your life, right? Like some of them are mediocre. Like be real about it. Like I had conversations with one of my business partners. I'll be honest with you. It was Ron. It was the business partner I've had for my entire career. And I was aiming here, and I felt Ron was aiming here, and I just called out. I said, Ron, there's self-sabotage in the company, and I know for certain it's not me because I am absolutely convinced that this is happening, and I'm feeling a tug. I'm going to let you know right now, either you're going to fix it, or I am going to fly up there. I'm going to find a way to get in your house, and I'm going to make sure that you fix it because I'm not doing it without you. I'm not leaving you behind. But you are not gonna keep that mindset. We are going there, and we're going together. And it became a big conversation. And Vinney, it took a little while to bring him on board, but he now is like, yeah, we're going AI. We're gonna do this. We're gonna serve X amount of people. We're gonna build a million millionaires. And like, that's not how most people that conversation would go with an average person, right?
You know what? Not at all, brother. You just brought me back. Everybody watching me and listening to me. I cut off my partnership. I don't talk too much about it. 2012, I think, is the time, right? About 10, 12, 11 years back. And that gave me so much freedom because the partner was not willing to really step up. I'm glad Ron is. And thanks to Ron.
Because, I was very, very close, Vinney.
Yeah. Exactly. But you
have to be willing to in order to grow togetber. Exactly. I was ready to cut him, and he opened up and he said, "You know what? You're absolutely right. I've been a horse's ass, and I'm ready to get back in the game." And he has been. He's stepped up just the way he always does.
Oh, love it.
That's not always the case. We've got a lot of partners.
No, it's not. It's not. And everybody listening to us, watching us, please look at who your partners are, because selling, marketing, selling your product, whatever. It's a team sport. It's a team sport, and you got to see who the partners are, who are the team people underneath you, employees. I never say employees, team members, but they have to be catching the vision, because if they don't catch the vision, then you are not flying like an eagle. That's what I say, that you got to soar. And how these things, small meetings can help you just excel and just take off like crazy.
I love how you call your team your international partners, your international team.
Yes.
So for everybody who doesn't understand, that's Vinney's translation for virtual assistants. But I said it in the group recently, and I said from now on, there are international partners. I will not refer to anybody as a virtual assistant anymore. They're international partners, and we're going to the same place together because it feels better. The way you said it to me, I said, man, they feel, because I feel like they're family. So I just like that. Yeah.
See, that's the thing, I never say employees. I hate the word employees because we
never wanted to be employees, right, Vinney?
No, we never did. Remember, nobody wants to work for a boss. They want to work and give their very best to the teammate, to partners, and building the vision together, because if they are happy, their children are happy, their families are happy, they'll tell more people about it. And let's make it after COVID, everybody's gone virtual. So actually in USA, we could say virtual assistants too. We don't need to, right? So international is a better word. Yeah. No, but let's talk about, this is 11th or 12th or something today of January. How has these last 10 days been? Are we the same people we were before? December 31st last year, or just like goal setting is very big in my books, and I hope that a lot of people in Alchemist Nation have downloaded the goal form. If you have another one, or you keep general and you look at your, goal setting sheets, please do that, because you got to see what went right, what went wrong, not dwell on the bad things, but learn from it. And then what are incremental changes in habits we need to do today? See, the thing is, a lot of times we listen to podcasts, we listen to our show, all that, and someday I'll change.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. We got to change, like Tony Robbins says. You got to change the state today.
I've heard you talk about this so many times. Your 3 steps basically for a person manifesting major wealth in their life. Like you basically, I'm probably not going to say it right, but you basically say you got to visualize it. You got to see yourself as that person who has those things, like the people you've served already. You got to be able to visualize that you've already helped so many people. And like the other thing you're always like pointing out is that you have to do the things that prove that you're that person. So if that person always answers the phone when certain people call, or always calls a certain amount of people, and always spends time at places where he knows those people will be, then you got to be that person. You got to vote for that person. You got to take those actions that improve to yourself that you are that person. So first you got to know who that person is, how they would act, and then you got to do those little steps because you're just assuming that you are that person. And then the third step, you're always talking about network. It's like the people you surround yourself. Like it's always get yourself around people who are doing the thing at the level you want to be doing at, because that's what that person would be doing. That person you want to be is hanging around with those people. So get around those people, and you're going to start knowing what they do, and the actions that person should do are going to feel like the right actions because everybody else around you is doing them anyway.
Yes, so true.
Like I've been listening to you for almost a year now, Vinney, and I just like I'm like he keeps saying these 3 things, these 3 kind of see it, be it, and surround yourself with it. And it's inevitable. And it may not be in that order. It may actually be see it, surround yourself, and then be it.
You're right. See, surrounding yourself is so important. So important. Surrounding yourself with the books, with the right podcast. And, the company, what really creates our actions are the thoughts we have in our mind. And who are giving those thoughts? Who are the people who are really, really, really getting in your head? Are these the good, positive people, or are these the draggers? Are these the negative people? They are always bothering you with all their monkeys on the back. I just say monkey on the right shoulder and the left shoulder, right? And if somebody walks in your office today and says, I've got a lot of problems, they are trying to throw their monkeys at you. And our job is to listen, empathize, sympathize, whatever, but then make sure when they leave the door, monkeys on their shoulders, not on ours.
The monkey stays on your shoulder. You keep the monkey.
I mean, you keep the monkey and come back with solutions, brother.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll tell you where to go with the monkey. I'll tell you where to get rid of the monkey, but do not leave the monkey in my room.
No way. See, that's the other problem, right? I mean, it's a challenge. As CEOs, as the leaders, we got to be totally looking at, and that's what we're going to talk about, listening. Listening is good, but if somebody's just talking for an hour, no good. You got to cut them and say, hey, give me 3-4 points, what the challenges are.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, a lot of people just talk a lot. They do. They can just, and you got to have certain things. Hey, I've got another appointment coming up, give them a timeline. I've got somebody I've been trying to reach. They just texted me. I'm sorry, I have to cut short. So you have so many good ways to get out of the conversation.
I think that's the masterpiece, right? Like you just figure out how to move. I loved watching you at the 100 Millionaire Summit because you took the time for each person, but you didn't stay with each person beyond like a very intelligent amount of time. It was deep relationship. You got their phone number. They got your phone number. You understood a little bit about them, got their name, and then you magically were right just shifting over to the next person, it felt so natural. Like nobody felt like they didn't get enough time. It was just watching a masterpiece as you move through the room. Like, man, I
I
love it.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So I
that.
want to get to
Again,
Wealth Principle 49, right? That's coming up this weekend. And before I teach it, I want to get your opinion on it. I know we talked a little bit about it earlier. For everybody who doesn't know, Wealth Principle 49 is part of the 52 Weeks to Wealth. We do these every single week as entrepreneurs, as a community, as wealth builders, as Alchemist Nation. Our goal is to double our net worth, double our income every year. And the way we do that is we just follow a principle, one per week. We implement it that week so that the next week we don't have to worry about it. It's already implemented. We move on to the next one. And they're designed very strategically. So we're getting towards the end of the principles. We're at 49. There's only 3 left. And this one, I think you already hit on it, is seek to understand, then be understood. And it originally comes from the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. But the book of the week is How to Win Friends and Influence People, because we had to get that book in. It's so important for sales. So what is, I know you kind of just started it, but what does it mean to you? And why is it so important to seek to understand, especially with your investors and then your team? Why is it so important to seek to understand before being like,
it's amazing,
amazing, right? Instead of that.
Sure, Walter. What you just talked about, 2 of my great mentors, very good, great mentors. Really, I learned so much from Stephen Covey and his seminars and other things, and Dale Carnegie, brother. Oh my gosh, how to influence people and win friends. Win friends. We had 3 copies of that book while my kids were growing up. 3 copies, literally. Every part of our home had it. We wanted our kids to read that book. I will highly, highly, highly recommend. If you don't have it in your home, please, please, please pick it up. Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey, great book. The other one is the How to Influence People and Win Friends by Dale Carnegie. That is amazing book. These 2 books are life changers for me, and they will do it if somebody has not, listened to it or watched it or seen. You could even go on YouTube, just Google their name. You will have so much good stuff, or audible.com and everything. No, let's talk about it. See, the thing is, you've got to make sure you are listening to, intently. See, the thing is, sometimes we hear, sometimes we listen. Sometimes we really, really listen and get into the story of the person who's telling us. That's the difference.
And for everybody who's listening to this right now, because I know what they're hearing from us, Vinney. They're hearing you say, you've got to listen, you've got to listen, you got to listen. And they don't understand why. Yeah. You want people to do what you want done. Like that's how you lead your company, your business, your life, your family to success. Is if you've got a great plan, you know where you're going, then you must be the one who communicates that to other people and get it into their heads so they do the things that are going to be good for everybody around them. But there's a strategy to get people to want to listen to you. And that's what we're talking about right now, is how do you get others to do the things you want them to do, obviously morally, ethically, legally. We assume that's everything we do. So go ahead, Vinney.
So true, so true. I'm so glad, because some of my team members over the last 40 years, they say, Vinney, I told them, I told them this is what they should do, but they're not doing it. Wow. Oh my gosh. I said, okay, you told them. Did you show them? Did you, make it easy for them to understand? Did they totally understood what you really want to do? Whatever assignment it was. That's where it all falls down to. We have to listen what the other person is saying about any challenges in the company. Then you say, okay, all right, let's think about it. What are the solutions in your mind? Wow. So you listen, and then you get them involved in finding solutions. As a leader, our job is to just prod them with questions so that they can come up with answers. But if they don't come up with answers, then give our perspective. By the way, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I came across this before, something similar to this. Let me share with you what, we ended up doing. See, but the thing is, you've got to respect them, who they are. You have to give them respect and listen intently. That's the word. intently. Don't be just taking, looking at the iPhone and texting, and they're telling you. That undermines people's confidence and trust. They say, you know what, I came here to tell the situation, but this person is not listening to me.
Yeah.
He's got his own inhibitions, but many times we have lots of answers to the questions.
Right.
But it will be malpractice for a doctor when the patient comes in not to listen to patients, what they're going through, and prescribe them, hey, you got to eat this and you're going to take this syrup and all that, and throw them out of the door. No, they'll be sued. What happened if we got sued for malpractice in words and decisions, and also and giving them,
Maybe if there's a few broke people in the world right now, I think everybody would be broke.
I know. I mean, that's the key. See, you got to really see where, see, the main goal of a leader is to bring people to do the things that in their vision, they should be able to communicate to them, hold them accountable, and show them ways. If they have some challenges, figure out ways to make it easy. Let them understand, and then take care of it. So
in leadership really is how you build wealth. It really is.
Yeah.
I think for people who are thinking right now that I'm not a leader, okay, enjoy being broke. That's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with being broke. There's nothing bad or evil about being a poor person who has no money. That's okay. Nothing. But if you want to make money, but like if you don't have money, because obviously they're going to say, well, I see people who got rich who don't have following. They had money to invest in somebody else's project, or they had connected themselves to a leader who had an audience and they had a great service or a great product that leader sold to their community. So you can either decide to help others have a path, or you're going to have to find a leader and be a big part of their mission, whatever they're doing. But people must be led in order for society to evolve, to develop, to grow. So that's what Vinney's, that's why it's so important to listen to what Vinney's saying right now about leadership. Even if you don't think you're a leader, you either have to become one, or you have to attach yourself to one who's going to lead you to where you want to go. So carry on. I didn't mean to distract you, man.
No. Walter, you are hitting the nail on the head. As we start 2023, that could be very pivotal for a lot of people watching us, listening to us, so forth, in the podcast, live shows, all. The key thing is we got to be, just like I started in the first part, we are the CEO of our companies, our life, our relationships, who we are, our health, our mind, our thoughts. If you just put ourselves in that frame of mind that I need to, because the habits are formed, incremental changes are done only if we find solace, is one word comes to my mind. The other thing is the benefit. Just like Tony Robbins says, you got to see the leverage, and then what's the pain and the pleasure. So we need to really accentuate the pain a lot, so that we walk away from the pain, and then we also accentuate and magnify the pleasure, so that we could see that, you know what? Hey, I am going to do that step. I am going to do that, and if you're not a good leader, there are so many things out there free. How to be a good leader. Just go on YouTube and say, how can I be a good leader in my industry? My industry is realtor, or, flipping homes, or whatever, right? Any kind of business we have. So the key thing will be to be able to really, 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 concentrate on what will change us. I think it all boils down to, I'm sorry to say that, but it all boils down to change. Little bit change, not too much change, drastically. Nobody can change drastically. Nobody can. And you cannot change anybody else. That's the other problem. That's the other situation, right? I love this tree. I know it was raining the other day, and when I came here, it is just majestic tree with the roots and coming out 4-5 trees union.
Vinny, I'm gonna end up coming out to California and doing your walk with you, and I'm already gonna know all of the different spots because I actually recognize this tree right now.
Yes.
So
I just
if this has been valuable to you so far, and you know somebody who needs to jump into leadership, share this with them or tag them below, because having knowledge, information, and keeping it to yourself is kind of selfish, right? Like that's why keeping things to yourself is considered selfish. But sharing it with somebody could create the opportunity for them to get to that next level, because this could have been that one thing that Vinney has shared. Now, remember, Vinney is a billionaire in the making. When I say making, we're at all the work under the water of the iceberg is done, and this is just that little, like 1 year, less than a year. The deals are under agreement. The residential assisted living buildings are being built, and the net worth will be there. Not net worth, but the asset value of $1 billion will be there.
Yes.
Which is so cool. How many people do you get to talk to who are this open every single week between this show and the Bo and Vinney show? You get so much different content that he's willing to share, because at 70 years old, he realizes it's actually a lot easier than he thought it was at 54 years old when he got started.
50. Come on, Walter. I just made up my mind. 2023, I'm 50.
Hey, man, the way I look at it,
when anybody asks me, they say, how old are you? I say 50.
Yeah, Vinney, I'm going backwards now. I'm just going to start like every year, like I'm going to subtract from 120 years old and just go backwards. It's 120 minus 70 makes you 50. I'm done.
I love it.
Next year, you're 49.
I love that. And I say that in my messages also. I've been saying it for the last 40 years. Every birthday wish I give, I tell everybody, I say, remember, you got 1 year younger. 1 year younger. Every birthday, you're 1 year younger. I tell my kids, I tell my wife, everybody. Because the thing is, it's what you tell your body, what you tell your mind, and you will start behaving that way. That's the manifestation. That's the law of thinking, manifestation, law of attraction, law of abundance. We talk about all those things,
You're living proof, because every day you're doing your miracle morning. Some people say, you should only work out 3-4 times a day. Like, where are you getting this advice? I've got a billionaire friend who is literally working out every single day, walking every single day, and he's feeling great. It's actually, he's more positive. He's more ambitious. He's more, he's still doing things. He's, more loving. And I think it's got to do with how you start in your day off. You're doing the miracle morning. You're doing your savers. You're staying active. You're proving to yourself that your body has the ability to keep going.
That's so true, Walter. And I'm so glad you touched it. In the previous episodes, we have touched it too. Yeah. In the morning, if we are not excited about life, then we are really, we have trouble. Because stresses are there, strains are there, everything. We sleep at nighttime, so many things need to happen. But put them down in a calendar. Don't talk to them. Think about it until you find time to discuss those. But in the morning, we should be happy, contented, and saying, thank goodness, I'm so glad my arms are working, my fingers are working, I'm able to get up, and I'm the best person alive. I am going to make a difference today in the lives of people. That's the key, that's serving attitude is so big. Because if we pay gratitude, if we serve others, we serve everybody, right? You serve so many people, their livelihood depends on you, and our companies and all that. That's the key thing. And the last thing before we leave is that make a decision this today that you will be serving your customers, your partners. You'll be serving your clients, because if you don't, you're doing a disservice. Wow. Now, what a great different change is there. You got to make sure that you are able to provide what you have built. If you are excited about your product, then you put it in the hands of people who will use it. If you just make the product and not do anything with it, why did you build it? Why did you build this company? Why did you do this and that? So everything should be customer-centered, and then be able to provide them with marketing, with other things. We could go into all that. But if we don't close somebody it's not because they didn't want to. It's because that may not be the right time. I'm doing a keynote speech next week, actually, right here in the country club here with the wealth advisors, and I'm very excited about it. Kind of putting a PowerPoint together about selling techniques and going back to basics.
What is the keynotes? What is the event called? This is
Oh,
with
it's actually,
financial planners, right? Financial advisors.
yeah, financial advisors. Yeah, there'll be quite a few of them, and I'll be then talking about, of course, positivity, my story, just like I did at your summit, but then more angle into sales,
Yep.
into how to learn to love no's and the value, like we have discussed, all those things, and a lot more stuff. And then they have got my books, and we're going to give one to everybody over there. Maybe I'll sign some and all that right there where I live, right in this
That
country
is
club, right
cool.
here.
Yeah, Vinny.
Yeah.
I've been saying this to a lot of people in the community who are looking to raise capital. I've been telling them, if you want to learn how to raise capital, and I just saw somebody in the chat say, I really need to learn how to do leadership, how to be a great leader. Then you might want to start with Vinny's multifamily syndication course. There is a free version of it. We'll call it multifamily syndication light.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
multifamily
yeah.
syndication made easy is that free course. And
Mhm.
go and test it out. Go check it out and learn how to be a leader, how to raise capital, how to surround yourself with people who are successful. It's a great opportunity. Everything on Alchemist Nation is free. It's available for you to move forward. So if you're listening to us and say, man, I can't afford to do this, I can't afford to do that, what you can't afford to do is not learn and listen to the people who are giving you advice, who are actually doing and taking these steps. And what we do with Vinny, what he's doing every single week, not just in this call, but in his other calls, is donating the knowledge, the belief, the understanding that it's going to take you to go from where you are today to where you want to be. The reason we call it Alchemist Nation is because it's taking people from a place of competition, from pain, and from frustration into a place of creation, where you create a life and create opportunities for people, a place of bliss and joy. And that really is what we see on these calls. That's why it's Abundance Thursdays. The idea is to share Vinny's positivity so that you can bring profitability into your life. So if this has been valuable, share it with someone. If you know that you want to learn leadership, you want to learn multifamily syndication, go and check out Vinny's free course. He does have a paid version. They don't have to buy, but if you want his spreadsheets on how to evaluate deals, or his PowerPoints on like what to actually say at an event, take the PowerPoint, change your company name. If you want the 150 videos where he goes step by step on his underwriting process, well, I'm not a salesperson or anything, but I'd be sold if that was something you were missing right now. So find out more at alchemistnation.com. Again, this podcast is, we're not designed to, we don't want to sell you anything except for this one belief. There is one thing we're selling the entire time, is that you can do it. And that positivity does bring profitability, that the abundance mindset, surrounding yourself with the right people and having a vision of where you want to go, that will get you there. You do have to stay the course, though. You can't give up on yourself. You can't give up halfway. You can't blame anybody else for your failure, your lack of success. You must keep going. Just like if your kid couldn't walk, you wouldn't give up on them. You'd say, keep crawling, like roll, do whatever you got to do to finally one day, you'll wait the year and a half before they finally decide to start walking. You're not going to give up on your kid. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Anything you'd like to say before we end this, Vinney?
Oh, no, you're so right, Walter. Again, those who joined us later on, please go back and listen to it. We'll be also repurposing it into podcast and everything. Again, God bless you. Have a great 2023. You've got to get excited about it. It's only the 12th of January. But what will happen by December 31st this year is going to be the decisions you make each and every day. And I'm doing this special thing too, Walter. I'll say that. Maybe we'll do it on like hourglass. See, hourglass, if you hold it straight, the sand from the top is going to the bottom. The sand on the top is the future. The bottleneck right in the middle is present. And then when the sand goes at the bottom is past. So we need to live in that bottle right there in the narrow part, which is the present. Many times we spend so much energy into the future that we forget the present. And a lot of time we are living in the past at the bottom when the sand is already gone through the present. And that is what I'm teaching in this seminar also. We got to live the moment. We got to live every moment and make memories and affect people and be the true leader and be the true leader of our own life.
I just realized Names on Deeds is this weekend, and you're speaking about multifamily syndication. You can go to namesondeeds.com, register,
Yes.
meet Vinney. There'll be a Q&A
Yes.
session at the end of the call. We're going to be talking
Yes.
about how to put your names on deeds. If you do not understand multifamily and you just kind of want to taste it, this is the call for you. If you have a good understanding and you haven't bought anything, this is the call for you. We're bringing in some really heavy hitters. We're going to go technical. Normally, I don't like to do the technicals on our front-facing calls because it's too overhead for a lot of people. But so Names on Deeds, we do it once a year. I will be reviewing how to evaluate deals. Vinny's going to talk about how to do multifamily syndications. It will be a very, very valuable deal, very valuable opportunity, training, workshop if you're looking to invest in multifamilies. If you're not looking for multifamilies, yes, it'll be valuable, but you're going to be hanging with a group of multifamily investors.
If I say that, what I'm really doing also, Walter, is it's the art of raising money.
That's what
you
it
could
is.
raise money to do wholesale flipping, bigger
You can raise
scale.
money to start your tech company, right? You
Tech
have tech
company.
companies.
Exactly. I do. See, the thing is, it's the power of raising money and giving opportunities to your family, friends, neighbors, your contacts, everybody, so that they could get high returns because they will not be able to do the kind of things that you can do to find the great deals, So it's a raising money to buy anything, even an airplane. If you want to do a private company with the jets and everything, or buy anything with the money, all these Google and Facebook and Twitter, all these stocks, companies, that's what it is. It's syndication because the shares are paying the money. Shareholders are paying the money, and then the companies are thriving. See, that's what it's all about.
So you're giving away the
Syndication, just
secret. So if you want to learn how to put your names on deeds, if you want to learn how to get the money for everything, we're going to teach you how to raise capital regardless of what asset class you're investing in. And we're going to do it on this Saturday, Names on Deeds. Vinny has raised hundreds of millions of dollars, $800 million worth of real estate. And so if you're ever going to get out of your shell and discover how you actually get this money and help other people put their money to work, this weekend is going to be, I guess, it won't be the last chance, but it'll be your next chance.
Yes.
And the sooner you jump in, the better your life gets.
Totally. And the market is shifting. Real estate is shifting. This is the best opportunity of millionaire makers. Like in 2008 and 9, people who got into it, they are making so much money. That's what is happening in 2023. So don't miss it. Look forward to seeing you, talking to you, and answering your questions. God bless you all. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Walter, brother. Yes.
Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week. Wow, Vinny, I almost hit the end button.